The woman was trapped inside a pipe just wide enough for one person. With the exit right ahead of her, she immediately began crawling forward excitedly. But who could have known that in the very next second, a guillotine gate would suddenly block her path. And what made the situation even more suffocating was that this deadly gate actually had 3 blades. The 3 blades kept dropping one after another. The slightest misstep would slice her in two, but the woman knew she had no way to turn back. She soon discovered a pattern to the blade's descent. When she counted to 4, she immediately sprinted forward as fast as she could. To her surprise, she successfully made it past the first blade, but when she counted to 2, she realized the blades were descending 1 second faster than before. Fortunately, she gave it her all and managed to dash through in the end. However, when she looked at the final set of blades, she saw that they had paused for only 2 seconds. It would be impossible for an ordinary person to crawl through, but with the exit right before her eyes, the woman decided to take a chance. She stared intently at the blades and silently counted to 2, then sprinted out in a single bound. However, she crawled toward the exit, completely exhausted. Although she had lost the sole of one foot, she had finally regained her freedom. But who could have known that at that very moment? As the woman reached out toward the opening, she discovered that the exit was nothing more than a virtual LCD screen. She completely broke down. Was her fate had already been sealed the moment she lay on the road? Just 1 day earlier, she had been lying alone in the middle of the road, intending to let a car run her over. But just as the car was about to crush her body, Lisa suddenly changed her mind about taking her own life. Faced with the driver's kind inquiry, she had no choice but to lie and say she had accidentally fallen. Seeing that Lisa was alone, the driver offered to give her a ride home. Little did she know that getting into that car meant stepping into a trap. When Lisa woke up from her unconsciousness, she found herself trapped in a cramped, enclosed room. She immediately shouted for help through a hole in the wall, but received no response. She then tried desperately to open the steel door above her head, only to notice the glowing bracelet on her wrist. Immediately afterward, the steel door behind her suddenly opened, revealing a seemingly endless passageway. Curious, she crawled inside, only to have the steel door slam shut automatically the very next second. With no other choice, Lisa had to keep crawling forward along the duct. But not long after, she witnessed a scene she would never forget for the rest of her life. A charred corpse suddenly blocked her path. She had no choice but to grit her teeth against the acrid stench and forcefully drag the body behind her. Just as she finally let out a sigh of relief, she suddenly noticed that the bracelet, a deeply unsettling countdown, had suddenly appeared. She hurried forward, only to find her path blocked by a railing. She mustered all her strength, but couldn't budge it at all. Just then, the bracelet suddenly turned red. There was less than a minute left. Immediately afterward, countless tiny red tubes popped out from the walls of the duct and began spewing flames non-stop. Lisa instantly realized the reason for the charred corpse. She struggled desperately, but to no avail. Just then, a hidden compartment suddenly appeared in the passage behind her. She hurriedly backed up and crawled into the small room. Immediately, a transparent glass panel sealed off the room. Just as the countdown hit 0, a wave of scorching flames instantly filled the entire pipe. When the flames subsided, the steel door slowly opened, and a new countdown quietly began. Only then did Lisa realize that she was trapped in an escape room game. Every time the countdown ended, a deadly fire attack would erupt inside the duct. She wanted to take a moment to rest, but the wall beside her forcefully pushed her out. With no other choice, she had to keep moving forward. But before she could crawl a few steps, the floor beneath her suddenly opened, revealing a pool of an unknown green liquid.